All right. Everyone, welcome back at Titi's house. This is our second episode.
Episode.
This is our third episode already?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I'm sure you know better than I do. I'm a little forgetful, everybody. Third episode at TT's house. New name, new look. I think we're getting a lot of great feedback. So let's get into it. I want to get into. We posted a poll asking people would they change their phone numbers if their exes started calling, and it was 50%. 57%
said they would change.
They would change their number. See, I'm not the only one because people was looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, why would you change your number? But in some instances, in some cases, you gotta do what's right for you. And if the person keeps bothering you, calling you from other numbers.
Yeah, but you say you answer numbers that aren't saved in your phone. I would never answer it.
That's true to a lot of people. I guess I'm not the only one that answers random numbers.
Yeah, I don't answer numbers.
If you're calling my phone, I've always figured like it's somebody that knows me, so let me pick up the phone. And people change their numbers all the time, but
true.
I mean, I would do it again if I had to. But you know what? It's so funny because now that I have changed my number, nobody calls me. My phone. I was telling my friend, my partner, that, dang, my phone is dry since I've changed it. I don't have it's like no
You're
entertainment
bored,
there. It's boring, no entertainment. So I would change my number. I'm glad to see other people would change their number for their relationships to work, because in order for you to build trust or have trust, you got to be able to, your phone is like a majority, 100% of what you do a day. You're constantly on your phone. It's constantly in your hand. You know what I'm saying? I dated a guy before that. Anytime I had my phone in my hand, he thought I was cheating. It had been because he was very insecure. So a lot of times I would be like, I'm looking at shoes. Like I'm not doing anything. Just because a person is in their phone doesn't mean that they're doing something that they're not supposed to be doing. I know people work from their phones. People get sales orders and stuff they got to check from their phone. They get calls, emails, all that kind of stuff. So I can say I'm more on my personal phone than my work phone, though. Once the day is over with
work,
I'm done with it. I don't even want to look at that thing no more. But with your personal phone, you're always going to have your phone in your hand. So do what's right, people. Relationships are hard out here. There is a drought on loyalty. So if you find somebody, I always said, I just want somebody that, I'm going to say the person that I'm with, my partner, I feel like, when I asked for certain things, I prayed about getting certain things from that I wanted in a man, that I felt were important for me to have in a significant other. And I feel like God has delivered on everything that I've asked for, like character, hard worker, protector, provider, you know what I'm saying? Loves his family, his kids, nieces, nephews, all that good stuff. Like, that's what I asked for, and I got that. So why mess that up? That doesn't come around a lot, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Like when you find that one person that you've been looking for.
No, when they come around, because then you're like,
dang.
Yeah, exactly. You can't even. It's different.
It's different. Like I don't even have, it's funny because, I went to Essence this weekend.
Yeah, how was
my
that?
girls' trip. Man, it was awesome. If you haven't been to Essence Fest, people, go out there for the experience. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a wonderful experience. It was tiring. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Producer Kane today had to wake me up for this podcast because I'm tired. I'm still tired. And I had a day off in between coming back, but we drove there, which was like 6 hours from Atlanta, and then driving back on Monday. But it's just the amount of walking. I said I wanted to check and see how much walking we actually did.
Oh, did you have like your
my little app was on? I think it was. I'm like,
you set the record. It's like you ain't never walked this much.
Man, I don't think I've ever walked so much in my life. Like, we walked and walked and walked. 22. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm right, y'all.
You gonna have dreams of walking all week.
Man, I'm telling you. When I said we walked at least 22 miles.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yo, all the walking we did, we walked, y'all. It was, it was
22
fun. It was an
miles.
experience, but it was a lot of walking. You're tired. You have to really pick and choose. Also, being in essence, there's so many activities going on for the festival. Like at the convention center, we went there, shopping. There was so many vendors out there. I don't know if it's New Orleans is like this when Essence is not there, as far as like all the vendors outside of the convention center, outside of the Caesar's Palace, which is their stadium. Man, it was just an experience to go down. I hadn't been to an Essence festival for 15 years. This is my first time in 15 years. So it was like...
Has it got like is it bigger than it used to be?
I'm going to say it's grown. And
yeah.
then actually they said that this year was actually not... I'm going to say the first night, the stadium was not packed. Friday night. Maybe people were coming in. They missed the Friday night. But Saturday night, wow.
Movie.
Man, people everywhere. It was just nice to see a lot of, people of color everywhere. And it was just like, I had never seen New Orleans like that. Really. And to be this age, older adult, as opposed to when you were younger and went, it definitely is a different type of vibe. Because back then you're single, you're having fun, you're doing things differently. For us, fun was shopping and actually going out and buying stuff and going down Bourbon Street during the day. We went one night at night, and I was just like, all these kids out here. It was just like,
Causing havoc.
It was like, yeah. And Bourbon Street stinks.
Yeah, it stinks. Everybody be throwing up on themselves.
Oh my God. It was a lot of drunk people, but it was a lot of freeness and a lot, it was just a nice experience. If you haven't done it, definitely go check it out during Essence. I mean, the concerts were amazing. The concerts ran till like 1 or 2 in the morning, which was tiring.
Yeah.
You're there at 6, 7 o'clock in the evening till 2 o'clock in the morning. What are you going to do after that?
Go to Waffle House.
That's what we did.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what I would do. Like,
we went to Waffle House and went back to the Airbnb and went to sleep. But it was a wonderful experience. So we had a lot of fun. But definitely, I would do it again. If you're married, even if you're married in a couple and you go with your couple friends, that's just the thing to do. That's just the vibe. It's like for everybody. It's like if you're coupled, if you're single, if it's a girls trip, it's a mixed trip, whatever. Whatever you want to do, it definitely had a little bit for everybody. So it was nice.
How was the hip hop honoring? Because it was the 50 years
the
of
50th,
hip hop, right?
Oh my God, it was amazing. It's funny because Ty, when they was up there, Ty was there too. Taisha was there.
Oh, word.
Yeah, she was like, Auntie, oh my God, Auntie, I know you having fun watching the 50 years of hip hop. I was like, oh my God, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Melly Mel, Big Daddy Kane, oh my God, KRS-One, EPMD. Like who wasn't there?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was just big. And it was just New York.
Exactly.
Representing, like New York was in the house for real.
Who had the best performance?
Who was the best performance?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Or who were you most
T.I.
excited? Oh, T.I. Or
Tip always outdoes himself. Man, he dropped the mic and left the stage. Like
that's fire.
Tip had them up. Ludacris, I'm gonna say Ludacris. Atlanta represented though.
Yeah.
Ludacris, I think Ludacris was good too. Tip. I'm gonna say Missy Elliott.
Classic.
She was a headliner at the end, and it was her 50th birthday.
Word, that's crazy.
So you definitely, I never seen Missy in concert, but when I tell you, amazing.
Yeah, she got energy like how her records.
Oh my God. And everything is like, they had these watches that you put on, and when she came out, the whole stadium, if you had one of these watches, it just lit up.
That's fun.
It was an amazing experience. Her, and then of course, we didn't go on Sunday because we were just concert out by then. Yeah, we was tired. We were like, we're gonna go eat. We're gonna go shopping. So that's what we did on
just
Sunday.
Enjoyed like New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah, because we didn't get every time we was at the concert like by 6, 7 o'clock, and then 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, what are you gonna do? We were like, we're gonna skip Meg Thee Stallion. But I was a little bit upset because I heard that Lil Wayne showed up on Sunday. So I love Lil Wayne, and it was like, oh man, Lil Wayne. I miss Lil Wayne, but I got to see Ari Lennox, she performed very well too. The other girl, what's her name? Janae.
Aiko.
No, what's her name? Monet.
Oh,
Is it Janae Monet?
Janae Monel. Or
Janelle Monet.
Janelle Monet. Yeah,
that's what
it.
I knew it was some Janelle Monet. That was my first time really
her
listening
music
to
is
her.
cool.
Like I've heard her music, but really to sit down and listen, I was like, oh, I know some of these songs.
Yeah.
Like, but she's a great performer too.
Mm-hmm. And she's a great actor too.
Oh
She's
yeah,
been in
yeah,
a
she's
lot
an
of
actress.
shows.
She's been in a couple films. Man, excellent show. And people were talking about because she exposed her areola. They was like,
Yeah.
y'all, she had a pasty on. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean that's been like her whole rollout for the album she just released. She had a video where she was topless in it, and it did.
Really, women's
People
rights.
start
She's
paying
like
attention
big
to it.
on
Yeah.
freedom and
Exactly.
liberty, and it was amazing. And she's a great performer. She really was. That was my first time seeing her. Janelle Monet.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's her
what it
name.
is,
Yeah, I loved her. She was good too. So they had a lot of good performers. They really did. Juvenile was up there. Juvenile
fire.
performed too Friday night.
That had to be a time. Good energy.
It was great. It was great. I mean, if you haven't done it, y'all, go out to Essence. You got to do it at least one time in your lifetime. You'll have fun. Even if you're not a concert person, you'll still have fun. Everything is kind of overrated and overpriced. And a
course.
drink was like $24.
For a drink?
Yeah, I think Katana was gonna play. I love Katana. Katana was like, this is expensive. I was like,
Like an alcoholic beverage drink.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah,
that's expected.
alcohol.
I thought you meant just like a regular drink.
No, a regular bottle of water was like $5. It's funny because
Yeah.
we was in the line. And I asked the lady in front of me, I said, how much is the water? $1 million? And she started laughing. I was like, because this stuff is expensive
Yeah.
in here. Then it was a cashless venue, so you couldn't have cash. You had to have your card. And if you didn't have a card, they would take a card and put your cash on it, which I thought was good. Most places don't do that. And have a card for you to make your, put your stuff on there. But it was nice. Like I said, good experience if you're coupled up, if you want to take your boo with you, if you want to go by yourself, if it's a girls trip, guys trip. It was a lot of guys. Actually, it's a lot of guys there, just guys trip. I wonder if they were there because they know women are
Yeah,
going to
they
be
know
there.
all the women gonna be there.
Is that what it is?
That's what guys do. When they say they
flock
going
to
somewhere, they be like, "Oh,
Essence,
word? Yeah,
what?
right.
Women gonna be there." Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because even when we was out there, it was a guy who was trying to talk to me. I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "I have an incredible specimen of a man back home. I'm good." And he was like, "Wow, he must be amazing." I started laughing because they'll joke you about stuff like that. I was like, "I'm not interested in nothing y'all saying. Nothing. I'm good. Thank you very much." But no, then we met this little dude there, and he kind of took us around. He was Hassan. Thank you. Hassan really was like, taking us around. He had this little golf cart, and it was like the Miele hair products. And I guess he was like, they were sponsoring like rides. It was free rides. We just gave him a tip and stuff where he came to pick us up and took us places. But it was nice. Like, people were very friendly in New Orleans. Like, really, really friendly people. Some of them may not even been from there, but a lot of them were very friendly. Like, every store you went into, everything that you did there, everybody was really nice, And just hearing everybody say, "Baby."
Yeah, I love how they talk.
Baby. I loved it because
Yeah, I love
Alana
how they
says it
talk,
all
too.
the time too. But I was like, to hear everybody, even the women, the men, they'd be like, "Baby." I was like, oh my God, this is so funny to listen to them. But it was such an experience. I loved it. I want to go back. I really do.
Was that your
Because-
first time in New Orleans?
My first time in 15 years.
Oh, is it always in New Orleans?
It's always in New Orleans.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it travels different places.
It's always in New Orleans. Yep. So that was my first time in a long time. New Orleans, it's got a lot of stuff to do there. We didn't get to do any of the attractions, which was because we was too tired. I was like, I'm gonna go back just to do some attractions
other
and
things.
like Aunt Andrea was there, and I didn't even see her but one time.
What? Everybody was there that you know. Did
Yeah.
you link with your neighbor while you was down there?
No, we didn't lick. He stayed at the where was he? Because I said to him this morning, we talked on the phone this morning. I was like, "Where'd you stay at the Sheraton?" He was like, "No, the what's another expensive hotel? The
Like
Crown."
Ritz Carlton,
Not the Ritz Carlton. It was the Crown something.
Crown Plaza. I don't know.
maybe it was the Crown Plaza. I don't know. It was
Four
an expensive
Seasons?
hotel. Four Seasons.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was like,
Four
I
Seasons
didn't
the
stay
one.
at the Sheraton. I stayed at the Four Seasons. I said, okay, big money.
Yeah, that's one of them
That,
ones.
I was like, how was it? Because he said he's always wanted to do that. And he said they actually booked the day after Essence last year to go, to be able to get the
To
Four
catch it,
Seasons. To catch a rate. But he was like, it was such a wonderful experience. And he was like, and there was no kids in the hotel. It was a kidless adult hotel venue
Yeah,
for
that's
Essence.
fire.
I was like, wow, that's great. That's the only thing we missed is that we didn't stay in a hotel. We stayed in an Airbnb, which was a very nice Airbnb, by the way. And it was it was funny because one of the Uber drivers was like, oh, y'all down here where the old projects used to be. And I was like, oh, wow. Everything over there is like redone.
That's about
And
right.
so beautiful. It was like, I would have never imagined that that's where we were at.
You like this Master P old stomping ground?
I know. I was like, where Master P at? Oh my God, I love Master P. Master P probably don't even live in New Orleans no more. He probably got a house there.
Yeah.
But it was nice though. It was just a good experience. Anybody that can go, definitely it's worth the money. It really is, to go and to be around, just people.
So you going next year?
I don't know. Probably. I don't.
It'll
know.
be
I
another
might skip
15
a year.
years.
Another 15 years. No, I may. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see about it. I'm gonna take a little bit of some rain checks and just on these trips and stuff. I got some other stuff I want to do. With my money. So I'm gonna start saving my money to do other things. People always, you gotta save for vacation. Remember we talked about you gotta save for your vacations. Cause I'm gonna tell you, I have put money aside because I know I like to shop when I go on vacation. And I bought stuff that I probably could have bought here, but I was there, so I just bought
like
it
it's
there.
right here,
I
yeah.
was like, oh, let me get these Jordans. Oh, I've been looking for these. But it was a pair of Jordans that I was looking for and a pair of Air Force Ones that I was looking for while I was here, and I couldn't find them, and I found them in New Orleans. I was like, oh, look at that. Came all the way to New Orleans and
Just
found
to
these
get
daggone
these,
Air
yep.
Force Ones. But you got to put money aside because if you like to shop, I like to buy jewelry. Bought this little bracelet from one of the vendors there. It's they're made out of dimes.
Oh, okay.
Then I bought a ring to go with it. Like a lot of good shopping out there. And there was vendors from like all over that came to the convention center. There were all these little shops and they were selling like unusual, really nice stuff.
Yeah.
It's just so nice to see, people of color like doing their thing, like creating jewelry and creating clothing and it's just so much creativity that you don't see every day.
Yeah.
Atlanta is, to me, Atlanta's like the Black Mecca too.
Yeah, for sure.
But to go out to this event and to see all these vendors from different areas and different come together and sell their products, and you see so much creativity and uniqueness. I bought this bracelet. It's I want to say it's a bronze, a copper bracelet, but it has a razor blade in it. It's made out of a razor blade. Man, when I tell you, you will never find a piece like that anywhere.
Really?
Just so many unique things to purchase. It was just really, really nice stuff out there, y'all. You gotta go. You go support.
Support Essence Fest.
Yes, Essence Fest 2024. So we had a good time. So anyway, let's talk about this case. It's like I was talking to somebody about, kind of like relationships and then the different, how people come into relationships and people are different. But when you love somebody, when you fall in love with somebody, does it make you see less of their differences in the relationship as you would?
Yeah, because I think you start to just appreciate them for being who they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm like, because I was
Differences
like,
are good. You don't have to be alike to love each other. It'd probably be more interesting if y'all are different.
I think so too. I think that if you're too different, because I feel like I'm friendly and outgoing, and I feel like if you're with somebody that's not as friendly and outgoing as you could take them out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, and that's exciting for them.
Yeah, it's funny because I was talking to my partner, and I was just like, well, maybe we can take a trip, like a couples trip or whatever. And I was like, well, I have to see if he plays nice with others, because he's very serious.
Nice with others.
Yeah, because he's very serious. The persona he gives out is a very serious, like he's a very serious person. So it was just like, oh, I got to see how he behaves around
How
other
he
people.
plays with others.
Yeah, because everybody's not friendly, and I was
Yeah.
like, I have to be mindful of that. Just because I'm friendly and outgoing, and not saying that he's not, I
Yeah.
just haven't seen him in that. It's just been him and I have never seen him interact with other people, or even brought him around my friends. Like, I haven't completely submerged our relationship. It's funny because we post on TikTok.
On TikTok.
And it just leads me into something else. It's like leading me here. But I post on TikTok a lot of our videos. I was posting on there. I stopped a little bit. But I'm going to go back to posting on there too, because we get a lot of responses on TikTok. But anyway, so I had posted the video where we got a lot of comments where it said, y'all some bitches. Y'all probably ain't got no man, blah, 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 blah. And he just as recently seen that video, and he was just like you on there talking about you single and this and that. And I was like, babe, like, I wasn't comfortable with releasing my relationship status on the podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have to feel it out. You want to feel, because it's a lot of bullies out there.
Yeah, they're gonna find his page and start spamming his page.
Oh my God, and looking for him and this and that. I don't want to put that out there like that. And he was like, well, Katrina put her relationship status out there. And I was like, that's because that's Katrina. And she's been in a relationship for 3 years. Like, and even back then, it's like, you're getting to know somebody and you don't know how they want you to introduce a relationship, or if they want other people to know. You don't have to say their name. You don't have to put their handle out there. None of that stuff. Their social media. But still, at the end of the day, you still get feedback on your relationship status. And I didn't want nobody commenting to that, because that's private for me.
Yeah, it's private
Is that
for me
wrong?
too. No, I don't even post my own face on the internet. You know
You
what
don't.
I mean?
You
So
really
I don't post
You will never see the producer's face.
You will never see
You can
it,
hear
but-
his voice, but you ain't gonna see his face.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like it was a disrespectful thing. I just didn't, and I told him,
not
I
for
was
the
like,
world.
it has nothing. Right,
It's how
it's
you
not for the
protect it,
world.
so it's
I'm trying to
nothing-
protect
Exactly.
my love for you, my
That's how I
unconditional
see it,
love
too.
that I have for you. And I was like, I love you without conditions. Like, at the end of the day, I would never. It's not because I'm hiding anything.
Yeah.
It's because I'm protecting us,
That's how I see
and
it.
I don't want anybody, ruining our relationship, because people start making shit up and saying you done
anything.
did this and you done did that. I was like, I can show you many texts. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, since this platform has come out, we ain't that popular, but you would be surprised.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. But in the name of Jesus, I'm claiming we will be. But at the end of the day, I still get people in my DMs, y'all, that say a lot of negative and nasty things, you know what I'm saying? Or even try to hit on you and stuff. But I don't have a problem with telling anybody I'm in a relationship. I just was trying to protect us from the outside world.
There's nothing wrong with that.
A time and place will come. I don't even post. We don't post each other on our social media platforms. At first, I was kind of offended because I was just like, we're not even following each other on social media.
Oh, word?
No, we don't. We don't follow each other.
Yeah.
Do you think that's wrong? Tell me about that. Would you expect, if you're dating somebody, do you expect, we're going to put this out there. Poll question.
Another poll.
Another poll.
Okay.
Is, do you post your significant other, like pictures of you guys? Do you announce your relationship status on social media? I want to know.
We're gonna see what
I want to see
the internet
what you
says.
guys say, guys and gals. Come on,
Yeah,
let
I'm
me
more
know.
of a private person. Like, the internet isn't the real world to me. That's like just
It's not reality.
a facade. Like, it's some, a lot of that stuff on there is fake. So
I agree.
it's not. Yeah, I don't.
At first, I was we did follow each other at first. I'm just going to put this out there. We did follow each other at first, and then something happened, and he unfollowed me.
Really? So
Yeah.
then you got payback and unfollowed him?
Yeah. I mean, I had no choice, y'all. He unfollowed me. It was like, when somebody unfollows you, it's like they block you
Yeah.
from following them. So,
Oh, so he unfollowed you and blocked you?
yes.
Grimy.
That is grimy as hell,
is,
but
it
it's
is.
something that happened. It was my fault. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he calls me on my shit all the time. That's one thing I can say I love about him, because he does call me out when he need to call me out. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, he get on my nerves, but I mean, he calls me out. I mean, Oh my shit, he really does. I love that about you though. I really do. But yeah, so he stopped. Like, how do you feel about that? About, you know, somebody following you or not? Like, your significant other, shouldn't you be in touch with each other on
social media?
On social media?
Yeah,
Shouldn't you know what they're doing?
memes.
Who pictures you liking?
Who pictures are you liking?
How many times you done liked her picture? Because to me, I mean, if I'm in a full relationship with you, I don't mind you liking people's shit, but you ain't got to be on their page every day liking their stuff.
That's funny.
Right?
Nah, you know Instagram used to have that feature where they would show you whoever you followed, they would show you who pictures they like, but they took that feature off. It probably was getting mad people in trouble or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it used to show you every time somebody liked something. It used to be a whole tab for that.
That's crazy. I did not know that. But now, yeah, I was like,
I mean,
at first I was offended because I was like, you know what? I'm kind of offended that you blocked and unfollowed me and blocked me from your page.
no, you must have said something crazy.
No, I did something. I blocked him first. And then,
Oh, you blocked him first?
Yeah. I get mad and I'll block you from my phone.
Yeah.
And he got mad and then, oh, you want to go that far? Okay, well, I'm going to block you from Instagram. And you know that shit to make me mad.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, how you going to block me? Now you don't want to be my friend on Instagram? What you trying to hide? You know, that kind of thing. He was like, whatever. I ain't even falling for that mess.
Y'all still don't follow each other?
We still don't follow each other. And a lot of my girlfriends told me that they don't follow their significant other on social media because they don't want to know what they're posting.
Yeah.
But that's like, to me, that's like being sneaky.
I mean, what you don't know, what I would imagine, because I follow whoever I'm talking to, you know, but what you don't
Do
know,
they
out of
follow you
sight,
back?
out of mind. Yeah, indeed.
See, I
but
think
I don't
that's only
post
fair.
nothing but music on my
Yeah.
thing. The internet is nothing but
Yeah.
art to me.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say I always just post. Sometimes I send subliminal messages.
Oh, really? See, look, that's what you be doing. I don't even.
He was like, you and these subliminals, I can't take it no more.
That's funny.
So, I don't know. I think that you should, if you are in a relationship with somebody, I think you should be posting them.
I mean,
I think your status should be that you're not single. And the world should know that you're with somebody.
I mean, if he wasn't following you, he can't be mad that you weren't claiming him on the podcast. If he wasn't, you know.
Thank
I'm
you.
just saying.
Thank you. That's what I said too. Yeah, well, we're gonna talk about that because at the end of the day, I need to know what you posting. Although I don't give a damn. I have a Finsta.
A Finsta? Oh, word. So he don't even know you follow him.
You don't even know my Finsta handle, okay?
She's like, I never stopped unfollowing you.
So you could be out there. He doesn't really listen to the podcast, so
Yeah.
I was really shocked when he went and said he was on my TikTok and seen the podcast where I said I was single by choice. Okay,
That's
and
hilarious.
I was, but
You was
anyway.
sending shots that day too.
Yeah,
More subs.
shots, subliminal messages to him. Oh my God, he takes things so personal
Mom, what do you
sometimes.
know about a Finsta?
Hello. Well, let me just tell you that my cousin Anita was telling me that Lauren told her she had a Finsta. So I was like, oh, I'm about to create me a Finsta. Now, I've had the Finsta just as long as I had my regular
That's
account.
hilarious.
But, I mean, I don't do anything with it, but I will check on him once in a while. Like,
Yeah.
let me see what he posted today.
They'll never know.
You'll never know. I'm checking for you. You don't know I'm checking for you, but I am. So anyway, so I just wanted to know, like in relationships, like I feel like these days it's, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like there's no loyalty in relationships. Like if you are with somebody, that person is not 100% loyal to you.
They should be.
To an extent, they should be.
Yeah, they should be. What you mean?
I mean, what do you consider being loyal?
Just being honest.
Being honest and transparent.
Being honest.
I feel like people
loyalty.
are not that though.
That's
transparent all the time. Like they lie. And then when you catch them in a lie, they be like, oh yeah, this and that.
Are these more subs?
No, this is not a subliminal. I'm just
Okay.
saying there's a drought on loyalty in relationships.
You did
I
say
think that's
that, yeah.
why relationships don't last long.
Even friendships and stuff too.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, and friendships too. I say that all the time with this podcast. It's funny because I could say I have a lot of girlfriends. I have a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
We have more male followers than female.
Indeed.
Y'all, at TT's house has more male followers than females.
That's crazy.
That really messed with my mind because I feel like I have a lot of female friends, but I don't feel like they're supportive. Mm-hmm. There's no loyalty in friendships, like you just said. Because if my girlfriend came to me, I have girlfriends that have their own business ventures. And before I went somewhere else to buy a house from somebody, I would go to my girlfriends. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? As real estate agents and say, hey, I'm trying to buy a property. Help me out. You know what I'm saying? But it's like there's no loyalty in friendships anymore.
Yeah.
People don't even care. Like I changed my phone number and I was like, I know I've given my phone number out to my girlfriends and I haven't even heard from none of y'all.
I seen somebody on Facebook comment on the TT's podcast page called me. So they probably been trying to reach
Auntie
out
Marianne, she did.
Yeah,
she did. She was like, you changed your number. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I seen it too.
Yeah.
I did reach out to her, by the way. But it's so crazy. I didn't tell everybody, but my immediate girlfriends, I did reach out to and was like, hey, I changed my phone number. Just, they was like, the first thing they say is, are you okay? I'm fine. Yeah, I just changed my number. It was time for a change. But it's like no loyalty in friendships. I feel like if, I have some friends that if I don't call them, they don't call me. Mm-hmm. Why do I always got to be checking for you? Why you can't come check for me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. I'm not that type of friend. I look out for all my friends, I want to say. I reach out to you. At least I have friends from back in my early 20s, 30s. Deborah, one of them. Love you, Deborah. Like Deborah and I, we don't talk every day, but when we do, we catching up. Mm-hmm. Like at the end of the day, she knows it's something. She needs to tell me something how to reach me. It's like, what happens to those types of friendships? Like, I don't get it. It's like there's no commitments in a relationship either. It's like if you can't give me what I need, why would you not support my podcast? Why would you not go out there and subscribe and share or any of that stuff? I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's okay because I'm gonna make it without you.
I'm gonna make it without you.
I'm by myself right now. Don't support me now. Don't come later when it blows up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because people, it only takes one time.
Exactly.
For something to go viral. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It just, I don't know. It's mind-boggling to me that people don't support each other as they should. And even your partner, like your relationship partners, sometimes they don't support you either. They don't watch the podcast. If you got to go on TikTok and watch my video, that means you ain't watching
4 months
me.
Ago?
Right, from 4 months ago. That's a conversation that's going to be had.
Man.
You better believe that.
Oh, man.
But I didn't really, to be truthfully honest, I did not believe that I had more male supporters than female.
Yeah, you do though.
That was shocking to me. So I didn't really hold it against the men that are my friends because I feel like maybe I'm not reaching that type of crowd. Maybe it's not, their type of podcast to watch, because, some men, they like sports podcasts or, they're not really into relationship podcasts or just things about everyday life, things like that. So once I seen that statistic, I'm like, hold on a minute. Mm-hmm. More men than women? It shouldn't be like that. But it is. And here we are today. Thank you to all those that are supporting at TT's house, because I've had people say thank you for changing the name because I couldn't find you when I went on YouTube. There's a lot of people that are not on YouTube like that. So where are we with the other stuff, the iHeartRadio and the...
It should be updated this week.
Okay, that's good. Because a lot of people do listen to iHeartRadio and what was the other one? Was it just
Apple Podcast?
Apple Podcast.
Yeah.
A lot of people, Apple is very popular.
Yeah, it's just
more
a
than
process
Spotify and
with those,
YouTube.
yeah.
People just like to go on there. It's easier for them to to follow. But it's nice, for those that are following. Thank you so much. You don't know how much I appreciate the love, because I know I'm taking an hour out your day. Even for me, I'll tell you guys, even I have to review the podcast before my producer puts it out. I'm listening to it for that hour. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's not even an hour. It's less than an hour. So, you could be cleaning the house and just listening. You don't have to look at it. You can listen to it in the car. Mm-hmm. That's normally when I do it. I'll just get in the car and for an hour just be driving around doing whatever I'm doing and listening to it. Go in the store, I put it on my phone and just listen to it. It doesn't take much time to do it. You just got to have a good supportive following mm-hmm. for them to, support you. But anyway, so in the news, so we're going from let's talk about it to in the news. Man, over the weekend, it's 4th of July, Tuesday. A lot of people celebrated over the weekend and had like block parties and block party in Baltimore, Maryland. Man, what the hell? Somebody came out there and was shooting, and I want to say 3 people died and 28 injured, or totality was 28 injured and 3 people died.
Yeah,
is that crazy?
That's insane.
What made you come to a block party where there's kids out there? Like, are you that damn disgusting that you would go out there and start shooting people?
People think they're living in a video game. They don't play too many video games. They don't see the
value in human life.
Yeah, it's just like they think that they're gonna come back, like they're gonna respawn. They're gonna just come back to life. Like they don't understand. My
God, I don't know how old they did. They said they got the suspect, but.
And did they say a reason for it?
I didn't see. No, they have not said yet the reason for this shooting. And this is not the only place. There was another place too, the same thing. Block party that happens every year for the 4th of July. Last year they was out there shooting, and they were shooting again this year. Wouldn't that keep you from going out there?
But there's always been shootings, especially in Baltimore on like 4th of July and New Year's. I don't know if you remember when we were growing up, but it always was hectic like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's just that term mass shooting just seems over-popularized now. And because we probably just weren't calling it that.
The media just puts it out there.
Yeah, they just want it to seem like more intense than it is. But I didn't ever look at 3 people being shot as a mass shooting. I always thought it had to be something even more crazier than that.
Yeah. Well, yes, 28 people injured, though. Like, at the end of that's a lot of people.
That is.
Like, what would possess you to go out to a family-oriented barbecue where there's a lot of kids out there running around, enjoying the festivities? Like, you can't even enjoy life. I'm paranoid, too. I ain't gonna lie.
Me too.
I hear a firecracker, I'd be like, what? I'm ready to run.
Yeah.
Like, even when we was in New Orleans, I heard, baby, I'm like, what the hell is that? Because it makes you paranoid in a sense that you're just you just don't never know. Even when we were walking down Bourbon Street while we were at Essence, I was kind of afraid because you don't know how there's people out here with mental illness that really target things like this, big festivals, big block parties, big barbecues. Like, there's people that actually target these types of things, and especially for people of color. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what can happen while you're out there. It's kind of scary what their plot is. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. Another thing in the news too, teenager disappeared, and they found him after 8 years.
Where was he at?
That's the funny thing, like the family's not really talking about, but they said that what made him, how he disappeared, he was walking his 2 dogs, and he disappeared, and the dogs were found, and they never found him. So he wandered off or whatever, and they said that he was suffering from the loss of his brother, his sibling. So it just made him, but in 8 years, they said they had a lot of tips on him, but could never really track him down to find him. And after 8 years, he was found. But the family is asking, for time to kind of process. They say he's nonverbal, so he's not talking. And that you can tell there's signs of abuse there. So wherever he ended up, he was being abused.
Yeah, something crazy happened.
Because he's 22 now. I think he disappeared when he was 16.
Yeah, 16, 14. Yeah, 14 would be 8 years.
Yeah. So disappeared 14 years old. So there's signs of a lot of trauma there, nonverbal.
And
He's
he
not
probably
communicative.
still didn't deal with his brother's death, if you're saying that's what
Probably.
happened
And then
before.
depending on where, was he in the streets? Was he just homeless? Like, where are you all these years? And there's no trace of you. Do you know how many kids disappear on a yearly basis
Yeah, it's probably crazy. No?
that are still out here? I know there's a lot, like the homeless population of kids here, I'm going to say between the ages of 15 to 22 or 24 here in Atlanta is pretty big too. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you fall off the grid like that for that many years and nobody finds you?
Yeah, did they file a police report back then when he went missing?
Yep,
Okay.
and there was a group that was looking for him, and they would come close to leads and stuff, but it would never amount to anything. So it's just so sad to see, you know, somebody lose 8 years of their lives and he was traumatized before, but now the trauma that comes after.
Yeah, double.
And
double
it's
trauma.
just magnified. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy to me that now this young man is nonverbal and not talking. I'm sure it's because of the trauma he's experienced. Probably hasn't been talking for years. You just don't never know. Sad, man. Such a sad situation for that family.
That is a crazy situation.
Yeah. But the fact that they found him, thank God.
How did they find him? Was it an accident? Like, who found him?
I don't know how he came back. They haven't talked. It's so crazy because the news hasn't really
Nothing has
talked
been
about
released.
that. Y'all just said he's back. And that's it. He's not communicating. The family was like, thank you to everybody, you know, for trying to find him and this and that, but nothing substantial, like evidence or anything. So I'm curious I want to follow that because I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, we'll update
Tell me how you feel about this, because this was in the news. How do you feel about, say you're out and as a man, you see another man either inappropriately touching a female and the female's like, hey, don't touch me. Would you respond to that? Would you jump in? Because I feel like a lot of times the bystanders don't respond because they're afraid of getting retaliated against. You know what I'm saying? That person might have a gun, can probably shoot me. Here I am. I don't even know you.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to save you.
It depends on how bad it is, and it depends on who I'm with. Because if I'm with my homies and I know I'm good, they'll jump into if something happened, then I would probably do it. But if I'm by myself, I don't know.
You might turn the other cheek.
I wouldn't want to. It depends on, it's a lot of things that it matters. It depends on how big he is. It depends on, really, are they just arguing? Or if he's putting his hands on her and taking it too far?
Yeah. Does he know her? Does he not know her?
Yeah,
is that her boyfriend?
Yeah.
Has she suffered from abuse
so it's
before?
like
I think a lot of factors, like you said, play into it.
Yeah, of course we want to help. We want to help. But sometimes, I done seen people die like that. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah, I've done seen people die.
This man, that's why I'm bringing it up. This guy shot 6 times. He didn't die,
really,
but trying to protect another girl from a woman from being groped by a man. Like the man trying to grab on her.
That's something you try to protect her. If you see
he
that
don't
going on,
even know this girl, but he's trying to
that's
protect her.
Yeah, for sure. But then he also just got shot 6 times.
He could have died.
Could have died. Like, so it's like, you damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Like, and I know there's a lot of manly men out there that they can't let something like that go. If they see abuse, they're going to jump in. You know what I'm saying? But I've been in situations where I've been out and noticed this happen, and a lot of men didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
They just let the dude hit the girl or cuss her out or spit on her or whatever. Like, I don't know. I feel like in this day and age is different from when I was growing up.
Yeah, back in the day,
it
it probably was different. But today, everybody's reaching for a gun because somebody cut you off in traffic. So I'm trying to stay alive, to be honest, for as long as I can. But it gets hard. You really just gotta.
Yes, like it's a do or die situation.
Like,
do you want to do it, or you might die doing it?
I mean, if I got my gun on me, then I'm more likely to help. Because it's like, hey, if it go there too, then
let's take it there.
But then, dang, I catch a charge for trying to help somebody else. You know, ain't no telling how it go. Like,
well, this man was shot 6 times, which I think is sad because he was trying to, chivalry is not dead. It's just that people are afraid of
Exactly.
the repercussions
and that's
that
really
come
what
with.
it is. It's like, yeah, I'm not trying to die, trying to help.
Like men,
call the police. Then that's probably the best thing you do is just call the cops.
Call the cops when you see something like that happening.
Yeah, something crazy is happening right here. That's probably the best bet, to be honest.
You know, that's a good point, really, to keep people from getting hurt.
Yeah, because
is to call the police. That's a good. Put that out there, man. For real. If you're in a situation where you see a woman being abused by a man, or even a woman abusing a man,
because that happens.
Because that happens too, man. You see women like beating up on the dude, and the dude is like afraid.
Yeah, I done seen a couple of clips.
Yeah, with men being abusive, men are not exempt for being abused from women, whether verbally, emotionally, or physically. You know, abuse is abuse in all forms, like at the end of the day. But like you said, I never thought about that. Call 911. If you're if you don't want to jump in, and see, people don't even do that anymore.
Yeah.
If you don't want to jump in
just call the
for the fear of being retaliated against, call 911.
Yeah, because that's my biggest fear in them situations.
Or if there's a police around, ask the police. You know what I'm saying? To help, to stand in. It's funny because this weekend, I mean, it's not funny, but it is funny. Tiffany's, we had some friends that were in New Orleans, and their friend was drinking a lot and was lost and didn't know where to go, where to come, how to come, where are y'all? And he's getting in the Uber put him out. Like, it was just like a mess. And it's like, go, you know, we trying to tell him, like, do you see a policeman? Go up to the policeman. They'll tell you where you're at, and then we'll come get you. That kind of thing.
You're at.
Like, you shouldn't have to do this for a grown person, but at the end of the day, it's like, these are things that, and it was like so draining to watch his friends kind of try to babysit him.
Yeah.
Like, you're babysitting this person the whole weekend. Like, oh my God, it was funny, but I was just like,
it is funny. You just gotta accept it. Like, they're drunk.
Yeah, because they're like, what club are you at? Where's your location? Where are you standing? Who's there? Dude, I was like, I was drained and tired, and this ain't my friend. And it's funny because they was like, come on, we're going to go walk and try to find him. I said, he ain't my friend. I'm not going. I'll be sitting right here in this hotel lobby. Y'all go ahead and find him because he is not my friend. But it just, you know, we were trying to get him to, is there a police around? Then they was like, well, he's drunk, but he's walking. Who cares?
Yeah.
What are they going to say? Everybody's drunk on Bourbon Street.
Exactly. Like, I think you're allowed to carry drinks on Bourbon Street, right? Like,
oh my God, yeah.
I think you're allowed to be. Yeah. That's one of the only streets you're allowed to be drunk at.
And they have the coolest cups. If I was a drinker, I would have got a cup just to bring it back.
You should have brought me one.
I should have got a. I wonder if they serve virgin drinks.
Maybe so.
On Bourbon Street. Y'all, do they serve on Bourbon Street? I just noticed that Bourbon Street is named after bourbon.
Yeah, bourbon.
I didn't even think about that.
It just clicked when you said it too.
Yeah, Bourbon Street. So do they sell non-alcoholic beverages? Because I didn't think about that. And when you're walking out there and it's hot as hell, man, you need a drink.
Yeah.
I just didn't need no alcohol. I need a drink because I know people were passing out.
Yeah, that heat.
Man, people were starting early drinking. We were out there at 1 o'clock. They was already drinking.
You talking about 1 p.m.?
Yeah, 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
That's
I was like,
fire. My type of scenery.
Oh my God. I was like, all I think about is eating. I don't give a damn about drinking none of this stuff. But then people were out there drinking. People had their shirts off. I mean, it was like, man.
It's Essence Fest.
Yeah. Bunch of naked people. I mean, but let me tell you, this is one thing that I admire too about New Orleans is that people had their hustle on. You know what I'm saying? On Bourbon Street, like they had the boys with the band like playing with their drums, and it was just amazing. It was a girl out there, and Tiffany was like, "You always catch everything. Don't tell nobody." And I was like, "It was a girl posted up, and she was like $5. She had like this bikini on, $5 to take a picture with her. Like she was like
to take a picture with her.
Yeah,
that's funny.
To make some money. Like I was like, wow, I've never." Everybody had their hustle on. There was some form of hustle going on in New Orleans. So I admire that. You're going to find a way to make money now. So last week we talked about the mom, dad, and the son, Kason, that was the son and her were arrested on murder charges because her 14-year-old son came in there to protect the mother after the guy punched her a couple times. So those charges were finally dropped, as they should be. Yeah. He was protecting his mom. He's a kid.
Yeah.
Protecting his mom.
Now, if he was an adult or a stranger, would it have been the same situation?
I think it should have been. Yeah. You're protecting your loved one. You know
I'm saying if it was a stranger that came to help. You know how we were just talking about, like, helping somebody that you see and be a... like, if it was a stranger and wasn't his mother or something like that, would it...
I think it should be the same, don't you? If somebody's helping her. I mean, this man punched her.
Yeah, I didn't see the video.
Oh, my God. It wasn't like he slapped her and that's it. I mean, he punched her like a dude. Like, I hate to say this, but he deserved what he got.
Yeah.
That little boy, I mean, she texted him and said, come in here. Mm-hmm. This man is sitting here punching her in the face. Like, and all these men standing around and y'all ain't do shit. But like you said, for the fear that he might go to his car and get a gun and come in there and shoot everybody. Exactly. You just don't never know what people's...
It's a crazy world.
But that little boy came in there and defended his mom, which he had the right to.
As he should have, yeah,
and it was just so emotional. I mean, watching their reunion after she was let out first and then watching him come out. This is your 14-year-old son. I can't even imagine as a mother. But she was shaking and just uncontrollable, just emotional. The emotion behind that, because her son could have went to jail for life. That's murder.
Yeah.
So I was glad to see. I don't know what prompted them. I guess they said the evidence outweighed, was sufficient enough that, that they, or insufficient enough that they didn't have a case.
Yeah, it was no charge.
No charges, which is, crazy. I think sometimes that we take matters into our own hands without including the law. I don't know if it, in the heat of the moment, we just don't think about calling 911 and we just take matters into our own hands.
Yeah, just because we're raised to not include the law in things,
afraid of the police.
Being afraid of the
Snitches
police
because it stitches.
might all of that.
Snitches get stitches.
We don't never think of that, but sometimes it's probably better to do that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to trust. I mean, there's good cops out here.
Yeah.
There's bad cops, but there's good cops too. Speaking of taking matters into your own hand, there was a lady in St. Louis, Missouri, where her sister's car was stolen, and she found the thieves that stole the car and started shooting in the car the car caught on fire. Well, she's locked up.
Yeah, I was about to say, now she's going to jail.
Now, is that illegal to do that, though?
Yeah, you can. What?
If somebody steals your car,
you can't shoot at them. That's a whole nother crime.
Yeah, that's. Oh my God! I always say they can have it.
Yeah, it's just a little car.
I don't even. When you want somebody to steal it, they won't take it.
That's
when you don't want them to take it. That's when they just grab it. When you love your car, like you love your car that much that you're gonna go following the criminals and shoot them. Just doesn't make no sense to me. Really, it doesn't.
Did the people die or they just got shot?
I don't know, because I didn't see the outcome. It just talked about her taking matters into her own hands and going out there and tracking. This ain't even your car.
Exactly.
I want to know what year the car was. Because if it's a 2012 and you out here fighting over a 2012, the insurance company got you. Mm-hmm. You're catching a whole attempted murder charge over a 2012 a Kia.
That's what it was, a Kia?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, for real. Yeah. Think about the consequences of that. I don't care if it was a Bentley. You don't have the right to take the law into your own hands and be the person that determines what their fate should be. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, you shouldn't be doing that. And it's sad because we take matters into our own hands, and we really shouldn't do that. The United States is so unsafe.
Yes.
On so many levels. You know what I'm saying? It's like I go to Panama, which is a third world country, and I don't feel unsafe there at all.
Fire.
But here, it's like
you never know
what to expect or what's to happen. Guns everywhere. Over there, people don't own guns like that.
There's no guns in Panama?
I mean, there is, but a lot of people can't afford. Can't afford to own a gun. Like, you know what I'm saying? And feel like they don't need one. I'm sure people carry them. People that have the money, the means and the resources to carry a gun. But man, where are we in the United States where everything is retaliated? I mean, I I've been with somebody in the past before too, where hot-headed, and every time you get in an argument with somebody, you want to pull out a gun. Like, what happened to pulling out your fist and fighting?
People don't know how to fight no more.
Get beat up. I've seen the harder what is it? The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Is that what it is? I've seen cases where
with the harder they fell.
With the harder they fell, and I was just like, a little dude that knocked you out.
Oh yeah.
It's because of persona and image.
Yeah.
That you don't want to be the talk of the town, that you done got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Your ego won't let you. Is that what it is? And that's why people pick.
You lose some though, like. You ain't gonna win that.
You can't win them all.
You're not Mayweather out here.
I was just about to say that. Mayweather and KJ, his little grandson, because his little grandson gonna be knocking people out too. So KJ, the Mayweather's little grandson.
Yeah, I seen it.
Oh my God! When I tell you, he's gonna follow in his granddaddy footsteps.
Yeah, that's NBA young boy son.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah, because his name is Contrell too, right?
Yeah,
she named him. They was like, he was baby number 9.
He has 9 kids?
I believe so.
He's only like 24.
That don't mean nothing.
If you're rich.
What's his name? What's his name again? NBA young boy.
Yeah.
Young boy.
I mean, if you're rich, 9 kids is wavy.
Boy, kids.
There's no limit on it.
I think they say he got a whole bunch. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or maybe he got 5.
Oh, that ain't bad. That's regular.
That's regular?
Yeah, we know people with 5 kids that's on Section 8.
Oh, no, he got 10. He got 8 baby mamas and 10 kids.
He's living a good life, it sounds like.
How does Mayweather's daughter get tied up with somebody like him? And I'm not knocking, because like you said, he making money, he's definitely supporting all of his kids.
Yeah, he must be. I never hear any
negative things about him.
Yeah,
I think that if you got that many kids and you taking care of them, ain't nothing wrong with them. You can afford them.
Exactly.
Just like Nick Cannon.
Exactly. See, it's like
it's okay, but let it be Roger from the block with 10 kids. Y'all gonna be talking about Roger, because y'all gonna be like, that damn fool got 10 kids.
I mean, but even back in the old days, families were bigger. Scottie Pippen comes from he got like 16 brothers and sisters, or 17. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that. You're right, but you think about it, back then, it was people worked in factories or had farms. It was like,
and he comes from like a farm.
Yeah, farming community. Like your parents had a lot of kids because you out there milking cows and picking corn.
That's crazy to have a kid just so they can do the work.
Yeah, they can do the work. Yeah, that's a lot of times.
An extra set of hands out.
Yeah, let's have another one.
Yeah,
and another one, and another. I can hear DJ Khaled saying that, and another one. But yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, he's a young boy. He's taking care of his kids. Nick Cannon too. Nick Cannon take care of his kids too now.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of them. I don't know how you manage to be in. I mean, I'm sure you could be a good dad, because financially you can be a good father and provide. But
no, that doesn't count.
But the most important thing is being there.
They gotta live with you
Physically and emotionally and mentally
together.
For your kids. Are you able to support that? If you can, by all means, you can have as many as you want. We need to be. What I was going to say, we need to be making sure that we, as parents, we're giving our communities and society a good group of kids. You know what I'm saying? We're putting them out there and we're preparing them for the world.
Preparing them.
Yeah, because that's the most important thing. Money can't buy that.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? For me, money is never, if I could support myself and my kids, at the end of it, I don't need you for that. I just want you to be there emotionally, mentally, and physically, so you can teach. I feel like a man has to teach a man how to be good, good citizens. It's a lot. Men have a lot of responsibility on their shoulders.
Yes,
women do too, but I think men have a hell of more responsibility in raising men out here in society, because men are raised to be protectors and providers for your families. A lot of men don't talk about mental distress and depression and things that impact, their mental health. Like, you have to be aware of your own mental health. and got to be in a good place to raise these kids. Really, at the end of the day, it's sad, but hey, I don't care how many you have as long as you can support them.
Yeah, that's ultimately
That's
what
on
I'm
you.
saying too.
That's on you. So let's go green and greens. That's our money and health section. Wanted to talk about first I want to talk about how to prevent a heat stroke, because I'm gonna tell you, I was in New Orleans, it was hot as hell, and I had to Google this just because I was like, and even having a pet, if you have a pet, you really need to be monitoring your pet, how much time they spend outside. Because pets can also suffer from a heat stroke. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
It's crazy because, I have Carlito. Carlito's a Frenchie. He don't breathe very well.
No, yeah, he be having a regular.
Yeah, he has asthma.
Yeah.
So I remember one time I took him over to Katana's and we were sitting outside and he was chasing Katana's dog. Like, he was so excited to be around another dog. So he kept chasing the dog, chasing the dog. Poor Cody. Cody was over him. So now I just say Cody's his best friend because when he get over there, he's like, all day long just barking at Cody. So he actually was overheating because he was out there. I was like, Katana, oh my God, I'm so scared. Like, he's overheating. And Katana was like, he'll be fine. Just take him in the AC. But I did not know. I've always had big dogs. I never knew that they can suffer from heat exhaustion. Did you know that? It's crazy. Because we always had
big dogs.
Big dogs, Connie Corsos. Like, we don't know nothing. And we always had some type of mastiff. You know what I'm saying? I never worried about them getting heat exhaustion. But this little one right here, boy, I tell you.
You need to put some antifreeze in this.
Right, antifreeze so he don't overheat. Oh my God, because he is something else. Even when we go outside, he want to be running all. I'm like, come chill. He don't know how to chill. You got to teach your dogs how to chill. But I want to go into, how to prevent heat exhaustion in humans for us, because I know for me, like when I went to New Orleans, I tried to wear as less clothes as possible. But that ain't always the answer, because they said you could suffer from, you can get sunburn, which I didn't think about that. So what they're saying, prevention of heat exhaustion or a heat stroke. Wear loose-fitting clothing, and it needs to be lightweight clothing. So no denim, stuff that is heavy, like maybe linen or loose-fitting clothes. So that's, a lot of people wear linen in the summertime for that because it's a breathable fabric.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that makes sense. You want to protect yourself against sunburn. So if you're out here with little to none clothes on, make sure you put on sunburn. What is that?
Sunblock.
Sunblock.
Yeah. Make
sure you're wearing sunblock. Drinking plenty of fluids. If you was on Bourbon Street, alcohol does not count.
Yeah, it
as plenty of fluid. Yeah, the alcohol. It means water. Try to drink as much water as possible. It says take extra precautions with certain medications. So if you're on medications, you need to know, because some medications you're not supposed to be in the sun at all.
For real?
Yeah.
That's
some
crazy.
Medications, they say you're not supposed to be in the sunlight.
Turn to a vampire.
Yeah, I don't know. Never leave anyone in a parked car. So don't leave your pets or your children in the car while you're running into the Circle K to get a drink. Like, take them with you. Don't leave them in the car. Says take it easy during the hottest parts of the day. So that means don't be out there cutting your grass at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon when it's the hottest time of the day. Because people will get out there and cut their grass at that time. I always cut my grass late evening when I used to cut it, late evening or very early morning. Because you can definitely suffer from heat exhaustion. Get acclimated. I don't know what that means. What do you think that means?
Get acclimated.
Like acclimated where? Like where you are?
Get used to the heat? Is it saying get used to like what?
No, it doesn't say that. That's the funniest thing.
Maybe it's just saying get acclimated with these rules that they just told you about.
I don't know. Let's see what they talking about.
Get acclimated.
My goodness. Get acclimated. Let's see.
Maybe like know what the weather is going to be, what the high is of the day.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Check the weather app.
So getting acclimated is like know your stuff. Know when you get ready to go outside. Do you check the weather a lot? Because I notice people do check. I don't check the weather a lot. I feel like even when we was going to New Orleans, the girls was like, it's going to be raining 50% of the time. You're ruining the vacation already.
That's funny.
Don't do that to me. I hate when people check the weather where we're going to, especially if the weather's going to be bad where we're from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That gets on my nerves.
That's funny.
I love y'all, but I can't stand that. Just can't stand it. But I guess that's what it means. Get acclimated to the weather where you're going to be traveling or what the weather's going to be like for that day. And it says be cautious if you're at increased risk. So just be cautious if you're going to be out there. You may be at an increased risk. You need to be very cautious about the things that you're doing. There's symptoms too. You know, a heat stroke is basically the overheating of your body, right? So basically, there's some symptoms. It means you'll have a high body temperature. So your body temperature is like having a fever of 104. Wow. That's crazy. And that's the main sign of a stroke, a heart stroke, a heat stroke.
A heat stroke is like a regular
Your body
stroke?
Temperature is saying that if your body temperature is at 104 degrees, that's the same sign of a heat stroke. That is the main sign of a heat stroke. Altered mental state and behavior. I've seen that where people have been confused because of, confusion, agitation, slurred speech, irritability, delirium, seizures, and coma can result from a heat stroke. Alteration in sweating. In heat stroke brought on by hot weather, your skin will feel hot and dry to the touch. However, in a heat stroke brought on by strenuous exercise, your skin may feel dry or slightly moist. Nausea and vomiting, so you can start throwing up. Your skin turns red, so flushed skin. You begin to breathe very heavy. That was Carlito, breathing very like that. So panting, basically. So rapid breathing. Your heart rate is racing, and that was him too, heart rate racing. And then you can ultimately have a headache too. So these are symptoms of a heat stroke. And it says definitely take immediate action to cool the overheated person while waiting for an emergency treatment. Get the person into a shade or indoors. Remove any excess clothing that they have and cool the person with whatever means available. Putting them in a cool tub of water or a cold shower. Spray them with a garden hose, a sponge with cool water, fan while misting with cool water. So just putting ice and any type of cool water on the person that's suffering from a heat stroke. And this is from the Mayo Clinic. So y'all know this is definitely a great overview. The Mayo Clinic heat stroke. So definitely you can go to the mayoclinic.org for this information. Definitely make sure that, like you said, checking the weather before you leave the house to make sure, even if you're going for a walk, because some people walk in the mid-afternoons, a lot of people walk in mid-afternoon, make sure that you're checking the weather to make sure if it's going to be very hot that you got a bottle of water,
always have
a hat to cover your face, umbrella. People walk with umbrellas now wherever they go because it's so hot. So make sure, guys, that make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're protecting your skin, because you can get skin cancer as well from the heat and from the sun. So definitely, especially from the sun, protect your skin, use sunblock. If you have to be outside, people work outside. I know a lot of people that work outside carry like small coolers with just water and stuff in there. Stay hydrated, very, very important. So that's our third episode of the Rich. Dang, at Titi's house. Man, it catches me all the time. It's so hard. It's 3 episodes in, and I'm about to say Rich Auntie at Titi's house, y'all. Thank you for following, and sharing. Catch us on YouTube and Spotify, soon to come on iHeartRadio and Apple Music. But definitely every Friday at noon, we're dropping an episode. We just talk about things that are pertinent and things that are happening today. Within the news, coming to you with what we see out here, just to educate you on what's going on in the world. A lot of people are not on social platforms. So a lot of people that are not on social platforms go to YouTube to watch at Titi's house. So definitely remember, everybody doesn't know what's going on in the world. So we try to bring you a little bit of news. We try to talk about relationships, and not just romantic relationships, friendships and partnerships and just different things, just trying to bring you a different perspective So definitely continue to like, follow, and share. And we will see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Adios.
Deuces.